Yo, man, we go ahead and just get into it, man. It's your boy 3CP. And if y'all didn't know, I was in the second round of the playoffs of the college thing. I lost by 7. I actually could have won that game. The dude ran Wildcat twice. That's the only time he scored. He scored twice off the Wildcat that I was just too stubborn to really uh play the D that I knew I should have played. That's the only way I really lost. And then all of a sudden my dice just started dropping the ball out of nowhere. My receivers just started dropping every single pass. I don't know why. They just started dropping everything. But anyway, let's talk about these playoffs, man. And I talked it on my podcast about the SEC and how they really are kind of overrated now because they're going off of history instead of just what are they doing right now. So let's go through it and let's see. Do y'all agree with this playoff? So we got the number one seed, Oregon Ducks. Okay, I'll take that. They beat Ohio State and everything. Then we got Texas Longhorns as the number two seed, but we know that they lost to Georgia and all. But the championship game, these now we do know the championship game is happening to come. So all this will change after that probably. Number three seed SMU. I like that. Hey, Texas. I'm glad they gave them some love. They didn't keep him out. Got a boy over there, McFall. So he was a freshman this year. He played last year with JT. We talked about it all the time. So shout out to him. Then Boise State. That dude, Genty. He'll be second in Heisman. Hopefully, I still think Travis is the best, but we know they say, oh, you don't play the competition. Well, we'll see how good he is when they get you to play somebody in the playoffs. We'll see. But then we got some crazy ass shit going on here. So right now, as of now, we got Tennessee and Ohio State. Okay, Ohio State. I ain't never been a big high on her. I always thought they was one of the like they're okay, they're good, but they're not great. Not this year at least. They lost to Oregon, then they lost to Michigan, who's not good. That should keep them out of it. Nah, but 11-2, okay, I give you that. They did beat some better competition than Indiana, probably. But whatever. Arizona State, Penn State. I'm cool with Arizona. Okay, Arizona, yeah, they haven't did nothing, and also they just pop up out of nowhere. This season, I I like to let them. Yeah, they been good. Penn State, I don't know. They've been up and down. They lost, so they like two losses. It's another team I think they're just living off the name. And then we're gonna get to this third game. Notre Dame versus Alabama. If y'all don't tell me that neither of these teams deserve to be in the playoffs. Neither. Why? Because guess what? Alabama lost to Tennessee. Okay, they lost to Tennessee, who's in the playoffs. Like Tennessee has to be in a just to back up the Alabama and Georgia being in, Tennessee has to be in the playoffs because they beat Alabama. Didn't they beat Georgia? Something like that. Anyway, Tennessee, if they didn't leave Tennessee, if Tennessee didn't get in, they would have been, they couldn't, this wouldn't back up their Alabama claim that they just put in. So then they lost to Vanderbilt. Don't tell me Vanderbilt's been anything. Vanderbilt's been a bottom feed school forever. And you see their season still didn't go as they thought they would. Then they lost to Oklahoma, who's 5-5 now. They lost badly. Like they couldn't. They only scored 3 points. Notre Dame lost to a team that they paid, who they're supposed to blow out. Northern Illinois. They lost to them. Then they lost to who else they lost? They lost like 2 games. They lost early in the year, and then they lost another that Northern Illinois. So I think they shouldn't be in. But why they're in? Because of the tradition. It's tradition, the name, Notre Dame, all the greats played there. That's the only reason these playoffs, the people who, the college football committee, they did not. put in the best teams. And if you look at it, let's look at the college football top 10. Let's just look at the college football playoff. This is the college football top, the top 25. I just look at the top 25, y'all. Let's look at the top 25. Let's see if any team got left out that should be in over Alabama and Notre Dame. All right, so we got Oregon, number one, Texas at number two. Okay. Penn State, Notre Dame, they 11-1. 11 I thought they lost two games. Okay. No, Notre Dame lost to Northern Illinois. I just think when you lose to teams like that, that you're not supposed to, that you supposed to, those that you really know you never lose to, that's a penalized. At least not to be the number 14, but anyway, whatever. Okay, Georgia, okay, I give them that. Big Ten, Ohio State, okay. Tennessee, okay. SMU, Indiana, Boise State, Alabama, Miami. This is where we get it. Yeah, this is where the shit. This is on. Then we got Arizona State there. It's got it. Miami got snubbed. Miami definitely needs to be in over a 9-3 Alabama team. There is no way that y'all think Alabama deserves to be in the playoffs more than Miami. I don't care. They lost to Clemson, who is a good team. They're not bad. They're not. It, I would rather take the Miami losses over Alabama's losing to Vanderbilt. Alabama losing to Vanderbilt. This discredits everything they did this season. Whatever you think about them this season, they lost to Vanderbilt. That discredits everything for Alabama. They're not the same Alabama after that. Arizona State, they're gonna win the Big 12, or they got the Big 12 bid. So if they win, they be the number one seed for that, the top seed, whatever. I'll tell you, Iowa State, another Big 12 team, and then BYU, they lost. So yeah, we take them, take them. They should go down. Syracuse, Army at one loss. I still would take a one loss Army team in there. I think that would be interesting to have them in there. And Colorado's sitting at 23. We know what they had to do. They need some help, but they couldn't. But like I said, I thought that's what I think, and they knew they probably would could have did it, but they knew that all the people was going to pretty much if they didn't put Alabama in this, they were going to have problems. But Alabama versus Colorado would have been a big money bowl. But whatever. But then we got Georgia and Indiana. Okay, Indiana lost one game. I guess you can win. I mean, now that it's those SEC championship, Big 12, the championship games don't really mean much because Alabama doesn't even have to play in a championship game, and they can get a playoff bid. So how does Alabama get knocked out? There's no way they get knocked off because guess what? Texas and Georgia will play, and whoever wins that game will just flip flop. So if Georgia wins, they probably get the number two seed for Texas, and then Texas will drop down to the seven where they play Indiana. Nothing happens to Alabama. Even if they could even just drop off the playoffs. I don't think they would, but it don't make. Like I said, I think Ohio. I think the SEC is fucking overrated. Y'all gotta stop this notion of SEC the best conference in football. Y'all living off all the like I said. We went on our podcast and went through all the SEC teams and talking about how good Florida, LSU, uh, Vanderbilt, Mississippi State, all those teams, Auburn. What all those things have been coming. They got history of good players, good teams, good runs, and they haven't did shit since. It's been Alabama or Georgia, Alabama or Georgia. That's all it's been in it. And now Alabama isn't as good as they was. They still got to make a notion. They got to say some type of way to keep them in the playoffs. The first ever 12, because they couldn't leave them out this first ever. And now, guess what? Look at the way they're gonna go. Alabama at Notre Dame. Winner plays the number 3 SMU. SMU versus Alabama. Y'all really want to see like I know I'm definitely rooting for SMU, but they might be outmatched against the Alabama team like that. Even though they're not this, they lost to Vanderbilt. You said there's a chance, yeah, there's a chance, but this, if anybody had an easier way to get to the championship game, it's Alabama. Because you already know Notre Dame is fucking. I don't care what you say about Notre Dame, they are overrated. They've never been good. Every time they go to the national championship or any big game, they get blown out. They don't play nobody really during the season. They don't have any conference championship games. They just living off this great tradition, and they always fail in the end. They're gonna get blown out by Alabama, and Alabama can most likely beat SMU, which means they'll probably get into the finals almost to play somebody like Oregon or something. Like it don't make sense, man. Let me know what y'all think now. But I like I said, I'm looking at the way I feel like it. I'm not trying to put. I don't want to see a bunch of SEC teams in the playoffs anyway. Like give more teams a chance. Don't this ESPN and the pickers because they gotta have some like some neutral people who don't have no allegiance to the SEC and all these other things and find money and make this play. 'Cause this is stupid. I mean, most of these games we've already seen and or we would have seen before. Like it is it ain't it's not going to be I think the best team might not end up being the champion. It's gonna be the team who had the easiest schedule to get to where they got to, and the easiest path to the playoffs. But I don't know, man. All I know is Alabama should not be there. Miami should definitely be in over Alabama. I don't care who they played. They haven't played no ranked teams. It doesn't matter because guess what? Texas didn't play. I'm a Texas fan. We didn't play nobody but Georgia. I think that's the only people we played that was ranked, and we lost to them. So what the fuck? Alabama lost to Vanderbilt. When Alabama loses to Vanderbilt, that means they're out the playoffs. You don't get to go to the playoffs when you lose to Vanderbilt, and then when you get just embarrassed by a not great Oklahoma team and only score 3 points, you don't get to just get this. This is good. Okay, it's cool. We're just gonna waltz into the playoffs still because we're Alabama. Stop living off the name and start going by what you see. And we all know Miami Hurricanes got snubbed. But what do y'all think, man? What do y'all think? But that's it, man. We out.